Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's Awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!
Last week in Carlisle, PA, March 23rd through 29th, 2026. Major crash, spring events, and a new $65.8 million middle school. Carlisle was full of activity during the last week of March 2026. The town moved forward with big plans for a new school and worked on ways to make local streets safer for everyone. Residents also enjoyed the first signs of spring with several holiday events, live music, and community meetings. From local real estate trends to important safety warnings, there was a lot to keep track of this week. Here are the key highlights from last week. $65.8 million middle school project. The school board approved contracts for a brand new building. Vision Zero and street safety. Local leaders held a workshop at Borough Hall on Wednesday, March 25th, to discuss the active transportation plan. This meeting is part of a goal called Vision Zero, which aims to end all traffic deaths by making roads safer. People who live in the area looked at maps to point out dangerous spots and places where sidewalks are missing. Because bike and scooter accidents have increased recently, the town wants to lower the speed limit on state roads to 25 miles per hour. Route 34 hit-and-run crash. A very dangerous hit-and-run crash happened on the morning of March 25th on Route 34. A driver turned into the path of a large truck carrying 40 tons of soda ash, causing the truck to flip and crush a smaller car. A 75-year-old woman was trapped and had to be cut out of her car before being flown to the hospital. While she was later upgraded to good condition, the police are still looking for the driver who caused the crash and drove away. Apartment fire and PennDOT scams. Emergency workers were also kept busy on Wednesday when a fire started in a second-floor apartment on Northwest Street. The fire was so bad that 7 people had to leave their homes and find a new place to stay with the help of local groups. In other news, the Carlisle Police Department warned people about a new scam using text messages. Thieves are sending fake texts that look like they are from PennDOT to trick people into paying for traffic tickets that are not real. Protests and cultural summits. The weekend brought social action to downtown Carlisle with a No Kings protest in Veterans Square on Saturday, March 28th. This event was part of a larger movement across the country reacting to national politics. At the same time, Dickinson College hosted the Women of Color Summit from March 27th to March 29th to help lead and educate the community through storytelling. Earlier in the week, the college also hosted a talk about the history of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre and scientific work at the site. Peep Show and Downtown Bunny Hop. The Downtown Peep Show began this week and will run until April 4th, 2026. Local shop owners have decorated their windows with marshmallow peeps, and families can join a scavenger hunt or see an art gallery on West Pomfret Street. On Saturday afternoon, the Downtown Carlisle Bunny Hop allowed kids to visit different shops to play games and collect treats. The Easter Bunny also made a special stop at the town square to take photos with local families. Massive library book sale. The Bossler Memorial Library held a large public book sale from March 26th to March 28th in its lower level. People from all over town came to find great deals on books, CDs, and movies for all ages. This event helped residents build their own home libraries while raising money for the library that does so much for the town. It was a nice way for neighbors to come together over a shared love of reading and learning. Tribute concerts at Carlisle Theater. The Carlisle Theater was a popular spot for music fans this past weekend with 2 big shows. On Friday night, a tribute band performed the high-energy rock music of AC/DC for the crowd. On Saturday night, a group called Beginnings played the classic rock and jazz hits of the band Chicago. These concerts gave people a great reason to enjoy a night out without having to travel outside of the city limits. Environmental Stories at Dickinson College. On Tuesday, March 24th, Dickinson College hosted a panel where former students shared stories about working to protect the environment. This event was open to students and anyone in the community who cares about nature and conservation. It gave people a chance to hear real stories from people working to protect our local environment. Events like this help the town learn more about sustainability right in our own backyard. Borough Planning and Town Growth. The Borough Planning Commission held a public meeting on Thursday, March 26th at 5:30 p.m. This meeting at Borough Hall allowed local leaders and citizens to discuss the future growth and rules for the town. Staying informed about these meetings helps residents understand how the community is developing. It is an important part of making sure the town remains a great place to live and work. Charity drives and food distribution. The Match Madness charity drive continued last week, raising money for 64 different local groups, like food banks and health groups. Project Share also held a food distribution event on Thursday to help neighbors who are facing food insecurity. That same evening, local business owners met for a Chamber of Commerce mixer hosted at WellSpan Health. This event gave professionals a chance to make new connections and keep the local economy strong. Easter egg hunts and local trivia. Local trivia nights remained popular, with games held at various breweries and pubs every night of the week. Farmers on the Square was open on Wednesday afternoon, providing fresh food directly from local farmers and makers. Families also enjoyed egg hunts at the Carlisle Barracks and in Middlesex Township on Saturday morning. These events are a favorite way for neighbors to celebrate the arrival of spring together. Carlisle, PA real estate market stats for this week. Here are the specific stats for closed home sales in Carlisle, PA for this past week. Total home sales, 10 homes sold, up 1 from last week, up 2 from last year. Median sale price, $291,000, down from $355,000 last week, down from $292,775 last year. Highest sale price, $780,000, up from $575,000 last week, up from $745,000 last year. Lowest sale price, $145,000, down from $250,000 last week, down from $176,900 last year. Real estate stats are obtained from sources deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Stats are for all Carlisle Area School District, March 23rd through March 29th, 2026, per Bright MLS. Contact Derek Bixler with Coldwell Banker Realty about buying or selling your next home. Conclusion. The last week of March 2026 was a very busy time for our community. We saw major steps taken for the future of local schools with the middle school project and heard about important plans to make our roads safer through the Vision Zero workshop. Our local emergency team stayed active responding to a serious crash on Route 34 and an apartment fire, while the police shared helpful warnings about new text scams. At the same time, the spirit of our town was on full display as people came together for spring festivals like the Peep Show, live music at the theater, and community meetings. With a steady housing market and many local groups working to support those in need, Carlisle continues to be a growing and caring place to call home.
Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!